I promise this is the last Flyin King build video you'll probably see. They're not doing the best on the analytics, and I'm getting tired of working on it too. So anyways, I got my Formula 560 in. I think I put it away already, yep. And went ahead and cut out the rest of the frames here, or the windows here. All I did was I took a piece of tape. I think I got a piece right here, yep. I took a piece of tape. I left the plastic surround on it. You can see this plastic is still protecting that. I laid my tape out and I laid it up against here, and I marked out where I was at, and I took my time and cutting it out on the scroll saw. So I mean, I got a real nice cut there. I set the speed. I'm trying to remember, I think I turned it up a bit, and I went real slow, making sure that the plastic was extremely you know, supported, you know, while I was making the cut, especially around the blade itself, because I don't think I even have it anymore, but I did chip a couple of them and ended up having to remake them. So anyways, I do have the other side is already attached, so yep, looks pretty nice. I got the front piece, I glued it down. The top piece, I left it, I'm going to leave it, I'm going to screw it down so I got access inside the fuselage from the top. The other thing, reason behind that is I'd like to put a cockpit in this at some time. We're going to use minions for pilots. That one and that one. Gotta have fun with your airplanes, right? So anyways, what I've got here, what I've done here, excuse me, if you can see that, I learned from the other side that, you know, this fuselage has some taper to it and stuff. It's not perfectly straight, and to glue it down was kind of a pain to hold it by myself. So I went ahead and set it up there. I marked out. I did have to trim this some. I see I could put another one there. Let's do that real quick. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So all I'm doing is I'm drilling through the plywood, but not into the structure. I'm really taking my time here and making sure I don't put a big giant hole in the balsa wood behind it, like that. And then with the hole there, I can put a T-pin in and secure it down. So that's how I'm doing that. That way I can make sure that it's nice and flat with all the bumps and the surfaces here. I will, I'm going to go ahead and reposition this. Nope. Maybe. Like so. That was just a switch on my servo, on my radio. Get you over here real quick. There we go. Okay, so we'll take all of our T-pins out. Like I said, I'm going to nail this down, but I'm going to glue it. I've decided to go ahead and use CA to glue the plywood down, and that'll give us our initial setting here. And so I'm just running it around a very light bead around the window frames here. You don't want to go crazy, especially when you're dealing with glass, because you could fog everything up. Okay, right there. Like I said, it's just a window. It's not nothing structural here, so this is just for looks. We'll go ahead and get this lined up. And since we're dealing with using thick CA here, we got some time to work with it before it starts really sticking down. I'm going to just work my way around the perimeter here And by the time I get it all done, I can probably just remove the pins right away because it'll be dry. But we'll let her sit here and cook for a little while. You can see I'm angling my pins so that way I'm pushing up against the plywood here. Like they say, you got 90% done, 90% to go. That's where we're at in this stage right now. So, okay, we're going to let that sit and cook for a little while and let it dry. And I will, at this point, I'll flip you around here. I'll show you what we got going on inside the fuselage here. So I went ahead, I needed a place to attach the receiver at, so that's where that panel comes in place. Again, this is not structural, it's just a place to mount stuff. So I got my 8-channel receiver there, and that's in case, you know, in the future when I add the figure out the Bombay doors, we can add the servos connections to that. You can see here I got throttle, servo, rudder, and elevator. I made up a push rod this is for the tail wheel, and then of course the pole pulls, if you guys haven't catch that video out, those are all done. And then went ahead and made a push rod for the dowel push rod for the elevator, like I said, shown in previous videos. Pretty easy to add. I usually don't use these little push rod keepers here. I don't know if you can see that or not. But on the steering, it's not as important if this were to come loose. And you got to have some, you don't want it rigid. You don't want a rigid setup on your tail wheel or a nose wheel if you're building tricycle gear. So this is a pretty safe bet. You know, if you hit something hard like a hole in the field, or if you, you know, that's mainly what it's for. It's got give to it. It'll give. It won't shock the servo. So since we got a direct connection here. So got a ball link back here on the back. And there's our elevator throw. Mounted the switch down low. I did need to open it up so it would fit. Is that the right radio? Yeah. Huh. Oh, I was on. I'm going to have to watch that. And I still need to mix up some epoxy for doing that. So I think we will do that right now. It's all these little final touches to get this thing ready to go in the air. I ran the motor. It runs okay. I think it needs a new glow plug. So I'm going to have to swap that out here pretty sure soon. And I went ahead and balanced it. It balances out just fine with the battery in the nose. And then it weighs approximately 10.5 pounds. Okay. I don't know if I got any. I think my 15-minute epoxy is done. Definitely creamy. Probably should throw that away. I have to get some more. Is that better? There we go. That's better. I'm gonna throw this stuff away. I know you can save it, but that stuff's pretty old. So I'll have to get some more 15-minute epoxy. How many of you guys are going to the Dayton swap meet this weekend? I will obviously not be here. I've been watching the pylon racing stuff. I might take this with me and maybe I'll get a chance to test fly it. Okay. Nice little gab of epoxy here. Obviously, you know, like most things I've been doing, way overkill for what we're doing here, but got some epoxy laid out there. Like I said, I like to epoxy my throttle push rods down, especially once they're fine-tuned and everything. Oh, that should be pretty good. I think that's all the epoxy I need to do to this. You know, those are already good. Okay. Move that away. So, I don't know if you can, probably not a very good angle there. But I just smeared some epoxy around there. That'll give that a little bit of a chance to kick off. And then we got routing here, so flaps are on a Y harness. We're gonna leave that alone, but obviously don't need that long of an extension lead for, you know, one of the ailerons here. So I'm gonna remove that. And I thought I set one aside already. Yeah, real organized today, aren't we? What's new? Oh, there it is. Well, I thought I set a shorter one aside. This is a good extension, right? Yep. Nope. Biggest thing here is to make sure that, I'll get you in here a little closer. Biggest thing I do here, I don't know how close I can get you in here. So, biggest thing we do here, I put blue painter's tape on my flaps so that way I know which ones those goes to. And then, you know, I'll lay them out like that. But the biggest thing in here, if I get my hand out of the way, is to make sure that all your servo connections are installed fully. See, that one wasn't. Don't want to have a, you know, elevator servo pop out on you after months of hard work. How long have we been working on this thing? I don't remember when I started it. I think it was right before Christmas. And we're May already, just finishing it up. So, yeah. See how that's doing. Looks fine. I think that's all we got left here. For that, I just got the receiver double stick taped. Antenna routing for 2.4. Want one going ahead is what I usually do. I know it's for the most part personal preference. Some guys like to put those at a 45. You can go something like down there with that one. I usually attach the internal one here to a small piece of field tubing. Let me grab field tubing. But usually try to grab like a clean one here. Biggest thing is you don't need a really long piece. It's just to secure it down so it doesn't go anywhere. I like to use the medium field tubing because it fits nice in the antenna tube here. It doesn't constrict it, allows it to move around. The biggest thing with 2.4 is you do not want to cover up the bare wire on the end here. So I think that'll work just fine. Then yes, the CA will stick to the field tubing just fine. That's silicone field tubing if nobody recognizes it. There we go. That's dried up enough. And we can kind of clean our wiring up here a little bit with a little zip tie. There, this is the smallest I got. I could probably find them if I wanted to, but these are pretty small. I mean, you can get creative with this stuff. You can use grommets and stuff and screws and hard points I've seen done. Something like that. And don't have clippers for the wind. So anyways, I think that's about it. We got our, of course these are way too long, but I think that's the only wire harness I really have. We got right wing, left wing. I like them to be different lengths so that way I can try to remember. Sometimes I'll put a zip tie on the main one. Not worried about running a charge jack switch in this. So yeah. Now that we've been sitting here for a little while. Oh, hitting his hair up there. Yeah, let's sit here down now. So basically what I'm going to do next is I'll get some of my small brass tacks, nails, whatever you want to call them, and go around the perimeter here with brass. I think that'll look nice. I guess I could show you guys what we were doing here. There you go. I like the way that turned out. Gives it that kind of classic look that I think I was kind of going for. There you go. So, anyways, I'll do that off camera. It's balanced. It is. I still got to program the radio as far as control throws go. I'm gonna have to look them up online and get that done. As far as pilots go, I'm going to probably test fly it first, and then I'll probably do a separate video on the cockpit, because I'd like to put a luggage tray in there maybe, and paint it, paint it up on the inside, make it look somewhat presentable. And then so yeah, that probably next thing you'll see on this is test flight. So anyways, sorry about the short video here. It's all I really got this weekend, and got to go upstairs and get things edited up and posted. So we'll see you guys out at the field. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you have any questions or whatever. So thank you. We'll talk to you later. Bye.